This is kvci.blogspot.com, George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia. YouTube Boston G.B.R. It's amazing how we are having the same problems in Valdosta that people are having over in Brooks County in other rural areas across the state of Georgia. I stood before the Valdosta City Council last meeting night, and most of what I said, if not all of what I said, was a total whiteout by the media. And I do mean all South Georgia news media networks. They failed to report what I mentioned about the 30 jail deaths, about a death in the jail on May 8th, 2010, that a city elected official knew about the deaths in the jail, the canal that has no protective boundaries or plastic to keep children from falling into that canal, or that there are no pictures or historic buildings or people of African American descent on the first floor of City Hall, or that John Robinson bring up before City Council what he does because for 153 years blacks and poor whites have been locked out of the economic process and monies in this community. Among other things, the people that were in attendance heard what I presented that was on behalf of all citizens in Valdosta. Yet, one must ask, why does our newspaper and television stations consistently ignore subjects that deal with human loss, possible loss of human life? It's amazing. I think maybe Joseph Lowery said it best at a press conference in Atlanta on January the 23rd, standing in support of the Quitman 10 over in Brooks County. I think he said it best. And I want you all to listen to what Joseph Lowery said about the press and the news media not reporting the news. And we all know that. And unless black folk and white right people step up to the plate and get a news source into South Georgia that will be fair and balanced, I'm sorely afraid to say, we can only imagine how lost and how misinformed future generations will become. Let's listen to Joseph Lowery in Atlanta and see if it's not applicable to what I've been saying for the last 20 or 30 years concerning the media and ignoring the news.
That's 1920. That's not 2012. And so we come here because, and I'm glad to see the media here because I don't know why the media is keeping it so quiet.
They keep certain things quiet. But what do they report, Mr. Lowery? Reverend Lowery, what will they report? Let's see what Lowery has to say.
Challenge the media in this metropolitan area. Atlanta is supposed to be a bright spot in the South. If our governor has whose name is Deal, is all for a crooked deal. It's a bad deal to suspend people from office who have been convicted.
So we are going to get the next clip out, and I want you to listen to my actual presentation before Mayor Gale, Councilman Wright, Councilman Yopes, Councilman White, Councilman Payton, Councilman Norton, Councilman Vickers, the city attorney, the city manager Larry Hanson, and many citizens and other city officials was in attendance. And I want you to read what I'm going to, what is beneath this particular video right here is the exact words that our local newspaper published as to what was brought before the city council by me. I'm going to have my actual words. Then I'm going to have the video of what I actually said. And I want you all to understand that the city council has set up a policy wherein citizens are the last item on the agenda before adjournment. That means that nobody responds to you because they talk before you. So there's nothing to do but adjourn the meeting. It is as if though they don't want to listen to us. I guess like the media don't want the general public to really know the beef, the real problems, the real ugly concerns in our community that could reshape Valdosta, that could give the voters confidence in their elected officials or voting them out of office because they don't meet their needs. Yeah. So I've been saying that there seems to be a pattern and a practice of keeping not just black folk, but the general public ignorant. I talk to professors at VSU by the name of, well, I won't call their name. I sit down often with several professors at VSU and we dialogue and we talk about how there's a lockdown on information, how it's unequal in the city and county, and it seems like we don't have any, we don't have a voice. Yet they portray Valdosta, and Valdosta is a good place to live. But we can make it a heck of a lot better. So listen, let's get back on point. Beneath this clip and beneath the next video will be my actual presentation at last city council meeting. And then I'm going to type beneath it the exact words that was published in the Valdosta Daily Times. And to say to you that the local television stations didn't say anything about nothing. And this is unlike, I'm retired military and I've been to other cities, Tucson, Arizona, Omaha, Nebraska, the Omaha Star. I was published in Omaha Star. I've been to San Antonio, Texas. I've been active since 1975, and this is the only place that I've been to where it is this bad. Such as Martin Luther King birthday just passed, and everywhere I've been involved in civil and human rights. And the people who are the forefront and who are doing the work of Dr. King, the newspapers were called, the leaders in the community, the pastors, not the people who we call certain the go-to Negroes. We're not talking about the go-to Negroes, but they would call the people who were the heartbeat of when people get in trouble, and they would ask them questions, interview them for the Martin Luther King ceremonies and other things that take place in the community, but not here in Valdosta. It's like as if though what we call the good old boy system. You hear everybody talk about it now, black and white people, and people know what's going on, and I'm 100% sure that things are going to change. But look, y'all get ready for the next clip. I want you all to understand something. I want you to understand that we are in serious trouble. We are in dire need of open government wherein the people will have a voice, wherein change can come without. Let me say this too. They did not a single council member during the address respond to anything that I brought up, although they were dealing with the possible loss of human life as far as a canal, a child could fall into the ditch, but they said absolutely nothing. About the 30 jail deaths, they said absolutely nothing. And at least to me, they could draft a letter and send it to the governor and say to them, what can you do to put a stop to the pain of the mothers, the fathers, the sisters, and the brothers of inmates here? And why is our city leading jail deaths out there in the county jail? Why? And then the voters would say to our mayor and our councilman, they would probably say to them, at least they care about human life. At least they just may be worthy of my vote. But guess what? Well, it's a sad day. But I'm 100% certain that the God of my ancestors will make a change in our area, because they are great love. And if we're not going to stand up on behalf of the suffering people, the mothers, and especially the children, like I said at the meeting, that Willie James Williams' daughter, and she did, she had just called me, well, talked to me at the library on Woodrow Wilson, talked to me, and she asked, what is being done to stop the jail deaths in Valdosta, so no other person will have to suffer and go through the pain of losing their father or brother or sister or mother like we have had to go through concerning the death of my father, Willie James Williams. And this is why Brother Rhymes said at council meeting, although it was never reported in the Valdosta Daily Times nor on local television stations, that I said these words, I can never stop talking about the 30 jail deaths, and that the Lowndes County attorney says that they are not subject to the Open Records Act. Therefore, citizens does not have a right to know how many deaths have occurred here in South Georgia in the Valdosta and Lowndes County Jail. Get ready for clip 2. kvci.blogspot.com. Doing what we do because we truly, truly love you, and we don't go to church talking about hallelujah and hallelujah, but we can't stand up for the affairs of the least among us. It is a disgrace for me to go to church, synagogue, mosque, or temple, and then return home while people are dying, people are suffering, people are unemployed, and we sit and play the political game as some of those that history found to be on the wrong side of history. Bye-bye. We gone. Get ready for clip 2. Peace.